This red tide does occur, and it's been very strong. You read the report; it's still around, it's still out there. I'm going to go out on the boat tomorrow and kind of do a survey of Sarasota Bay, see how things are. Yeah, I haven't really been out there yet. We'll probably bring that to you tomorrow night if everything goes planned. I'm not guaranteeing anything. Speaking of the Van Wezel, here is a shot from the Van Wezel. It looks beautiful out there. It's, when that west wind blows and all the dead fish still around in some areas, it brings that stench on land, and I tell you, I had caught a little bit of that driving into work as that west coast sea breeze kicked in right around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock this afternoon, and boy, you could smell it quite clearly on El Conquistador. And Van Wezel webcam showing a pretty nice sunset, pretty calm out there too. As far as the photos go, this one, the Eagle has landed. This one right there in Sarasota, there downtown, not too far away. Stephen Smith sending this one in. Actually, I was out on Fruitville, I believe. Casey Key, look at this gorgeous shot of the sunset tonight with a palm tree. Perfect, Fred. Thank you for that wonderful photo. At least it looks good, doesn't it? It looks beautiful out there. High pressure over North Florida now. Still some storms lingering at this hour. A little unusual to see this much activity, but these should be winding down in the next hour or so, at least over Arcadia. It will be pushing off to the northwest, and some outflow boundaries could generate some other showers down the road here. But right now, the heaviest activity is right there in DeSoto County, stretching up toward Hardy County and into Highlands County. Some pretty big cells. You'll get the motion and movement to the northwest, northwest at around 5 to 10 miles an hour, and some of those boundaries have caused some other showers to pop up here along I-75, approaching Clark Road in Sarasota, pushing off to the north. Not very intense, but we'll keep an eye on it for you. Palmer Ranch, into the Palmer Ranch area, getting a little bit of rainfall at this time, but elsewhere things are pretty quiet. Had some big storms earlier today along the sea breeze front from Parrish all the way down to Lakewood Ranch, producing up to 1.5 to 2 inches estimates from the Doppler radar site. 78 right now. It's 87 on the humidity. East winds are at 7, and the high today was 1 degree above the average at 91. 80 in Orlando now, 75 in Jacksonville. It's 84 in Miami, and temperatures in the upper 70s to low 80s across most of the area. The Gulf water temperature remains warm at 87 degrees, and that's not going to cool down anytime soon. Heat index not really a factor at this time. Tomorrow will be, though. In the afternoon, it'll feel like 100 degrees. That's the heat index on top, and the actual temperature right around 90 degrees. There'll be a few scattered storms again in the afternoon. Not a wide coverage of storms, but still there'll be a few along that sea breeze front developing in the afternoon. Well, it's still subtropical, Ernesto, the 5th named storm of the season, moving off to the northeast, and we got some good news for the Atlantic Basin, at least down into the main tropical development region. It looks as though shear is going to stay high in the Atlantic and the Caribbean. Unfortunately, that's not the case for the Gulf of Mexico. It's going to be a favorable area for development, according to a forecast model for the Gulf. And with the Gulf water temperature still around 90, Jacqueline's right there. Yes, you're on, Jacqueline. Smile. There you go. We'll get back to the maps here in a minute. If we can, there we go. Okay, here is Ernesto. A little quick, Jack. We got helped with the ratings there. Ernesto heading off to the northeast. 40-mile-an-hour winds right now. It's still actually a subtropical storm. It's moving to the northeast at 10. There's the forecast path and track. Not a concern for us here along the Sun Coast, but we'll keep an eye on the rest of the season. Some big storms moving through Indiana tonight and across portions of the upper Mississippi Valley. For boaters, winds will be out of the southeast, switching to the southwest at 5 to 10 knots. Seas will be 1 to 2 feet and a light chop on the bays and inland waters, so things pretty quiet out there for boating. And as far as the forecast goes, Thursday, 30% chance for scattered late-day storms. Same on Friday. Saturday, a little less activity, but still 1 or 2 will be around in the afternoon. We stay with that pattern in the afternoon and evening, but it starts to switch again. We're going to see a trough developing over the eastern portion of the United States, which could bring us that westerly component with showers and storms again on into Tuesday and Wednesday. Jacqueline, again, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Bob.